Welcome to PrinnyCast Roundtable, a casual weekly show where we've been talking. What's that noise? What is that in your hand?
What?
That.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, fine. Gosh.
We're a casual weekly show where we talk about what we've been up to and the various gaming-related stuff from over the last week. We're your hosts. I'm Chris. This is Mike.
Hello.
Grover should be here, but he's having some severe internet problems at the moment, so hopefully he'll be back either at some point during the show or it's just the two of us today. But either way, it's Edna's down there directing us through text messages, and we'll get right at it if I even need to ask one of them. What have you been playing this week?
Well, as you probably just heard, I've been playing the Smash Brothers 3DS demo. Now, last week we talked about how it had just come out, and I was a little perturbed that it was a limited use thing. You could only use it a certain amount of times, and well, I found out that if you're worried about the number of uses you have left in the demo, let's say you've been playing it like I had been playing it, or I'd been playing other things, you can actually leave the demo open for an indefinite amount of time. It's just the number of times you can launch it. So I discovered that, and I have to say that I've been playing it all week. It's the only thing I've been playing on my 3DS, and I still have 26 out of 30 uses left on it. So, I mean, I don't have anything to worry about. But I've also played some Deadlight. The intent was to show it to Sydney because she's gotten on a pretty big horror game kick, and I thought, well, it might be fun for her. It's kind of episodic. It feels pretty much story-driven, but it's got the horror element into it, for sure, because you can't really fight them off if they get on you. The zombies, that is, or the shadows, as they're called in that game. But I ended up playing it myself for a few hours, and then I went on to do something else because I had already played it, beaten it on Steam. I just was going through my Xbox library from stuff that they had given away that I already own. So speaking of gaming with her, though, I've done some DDR Universe 2 this week with her, and we also played some Silent Hill 2. And when I say we, it really means she was playing it, and then if she would get stuck, I would kind of help her out. Other than that, the obligatory WoW that I don't even think I should be mentioning, because it's every week, folks, every week until the end of time, it's going to be WoW. I've still been playing Diablo 3 Seasons. It's actually kind of fun having something to strive for, being represented on the ladder. Only the top 1,000 get on the ladder. I know a few people that are on there. I myself am not. I don't, I guess, play enough. They're all extremely higher level than me in Paragon. But I did finally finish what I call the Akon's Condemning Crusader set. And it's ridiculous, the damage that I can put out. I can actually do Torment 6 now. I was on Torment 4 until I got that set. I finished it all and shot me up to Torment 6. I skipped 5. I was like, 5 whatever. Let's just go all the way to the top. But, oh yeah, and I did play Hyrule Warriors. It came out today.
Indeed.
I played one level, the very first level, the introductory level, and it's definitely Dynasty Warriors with some Zelda thrown in. So that's good, because I'm not sure that I'm ready for a new Zelda game, considering I have a couple backlogged. So I'll totally take a Dynasty Warriors game with a Zelda skin. That works perfectly fine for me, because I've been wanting a game like that. I mean a Dynasty Warriors game that would be fun to play, that I could actually play, in the bedroom where the Wii U is. That'd be nice. So hey, Zelda, okay, we'll do it. But it's fun. It's the last Dynasty Warriors game that I played in that series was Warriors Orochi 2 for the Xbox 360. It doesn't really feel that different combat-wise. The map layout is what you'd expect. You've got your red dots, you've got your blue dots. You go and you kill the red dots and you let the blue dots do all the stuff that you're not doing. And there is an element that I don't previously remember being in Warriors Orochi 2, which is, again, like one of the only Dynasty Warrior games I've ever played is Warriors Orochi 2. I said it's the last one. It's probably also the only one that I actually sat down and really played.
I'm laughing.
It's okay. Well, let me start with Warriors Orochi 2. You had checkpoints or outposts. You would go and you'd kill the outpost commander. He'd turn into your outpost, and that was how you advance through the level. You just kill all the outposts and make them yours. I don't remember keeps being in the game. They may have been. It's been a long time since I played it. But in Hyrule Warriors, you get the outposts and you also get keeps. Now, the thing with the keeps is you have to kill enemies inside the lines of the keeps. Like, it's a clearly represented square. And the entrances and exits to that keep have like this, I'll call it caution tape. It's kind of like caution tape that you can go through. It says enemy keep or allied keep or something like that. And when you go into the enemy keep, now there's a bar, I don't remember exactly what it says. I think it just says enemy meter. And as you kill enemies inside the keep, the enemy meter goes down. And once it goes all the way down, then the keep's commander shows up, and you kill the commander, and then the keep is yours. But the game doesn't tell you how to take the keep until you've already done one.
It's kind of strange for a tutorial level.
Sydney had actually played the game today while I was at work. The game arrived this morning. I didn't have time to play it before work, and she had to figure it out on her own. And then the second keep that you go to, it tells you how to take over the keep. Now, normally I would suggest, oh, well, maybe we just went to the wrong keep, but for both of us to have gone to the exact same keep that you have to clear, it's the only one you can go to, and it not tell you until you clear that one and then advance to the second one seems a little strange to me. But I mean, it's just a small thing I noticed. It doesn't really tell you.
Probably won't be the only one either.
I'm hoping that is the only one, because if the whole game is laid out kind of this, oh, we're not going to tell you what you're supposed to do until after you've done it, I'd just assume them not tell me what to do at all. The only level I played is the first level. I played all the way through it. I cleared the entire thing. I took over every keep. I killed every outpost. I got everything I could find in it. The golden skulltulas are there, so you can hunt them down for artwork within the game. The bosses that end the actual level, I'm assuming this ended the level. I'd already taken over the whole map by the time he showed up. It was King Dodongo, and those of us that are Zelda fans know how to beat Dodongo, and it's the exact same in this game. I watched the Nintendo Direct for Hyrule Warriors, and the one thing that has always bothered me about Zelda, and maybe this doesn't bother anybody else, is how the item that you need to beat the boss of a dungeon is located within the dungeon itself. And it's the exact same in this game, if you're to believe what they said on Nintendo Direct, which, since it's Nintendo Direct, I have no reason to doubt. That's always bothered me. Why don't these bosses get smart and start hiding each other's weaknesses in each other's dungeons?
Then it would turn into Mega Man.
Right, exactly. I guess that's true. But it's a great game. I actually had fun. That first level I played, it was fun. It was exactly what I expected it to be. Don't go in expecting some labyrinthine maze like you would find in a Zelda dungeon. Go in expecting to play Dynasty Warriors with a Zelda skin, and you'll be fine. If you go in expecting to play Legend of Zelda with Dynasty Warriors flair, you're going to be upset.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is not what this game is. Only thing I didn't like, I was looking for a way to play multiplayer from the get-go, and there isn't one.
No.
I don't think Adventure, which is the story campaign, actually has a multiplayer option.
Is there even a multiplayer in any other mode?
Yes.
I would hope there's at least a split screen or something.
There is. That's the one thing that I saw. I know it's there because I saw it in Nintendo Direct. You actually can have one player play on the TV and the other player play on the remote. So that way you can actually separate and not be stuck on the same screen, which is really nice.
And it doesn't pick up the whole screen, so you're not seeing the enemies coming at you, because that is a game where you really need to be able to see what you're doing.
Exactly. And that was my concern, that I wasn't going to be able to see that. So I'm very glad that that's not going to be the case. There is DLC in the game. A friend had pre-ordered it for me from Amazon for my birthday. They asked me what I wanted for my birthday last month, and I was like, I want Hyrule Warriors. Like, it doesn't come out for a month. I said, I want Hyrule Warriors. So I got Hyrule Warriors. And since they pre-ordered it from Amazon, they sent the exclusive download code for the Twilight Princess skin. So I got that, and I was installing that before the show. There is a season pass for DLC. It's the Hero of Hyrule bundle. It doesn't say season pass on it, but that's what it is. I went ahead and got it. So
Tisk.
I know.
DLC.
Part of the problem.
You fanboy.
I know. I can't help it. It's Nintendo. I got to.
They're definitely going to own you with Smash if it gets any of that.
Oh,
and you know they will too.
Well, the amiibos are going to be used in Smash, so I can't wait for that.
And as far as Hyrule Warriors, I have to wonder exactly how busy Omega Force is right now, because that just came out. They're releasing Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, and I think it was 2 weeks ago they also announced that Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest, is also getting its own Dynasty Warrior style spin-off that they're working on. So these guys are really busy right now.
Wow.
People love the Dynasty Warrior series.
It's
affecting everything.
It's one of those mindless fun games that the only way to get more of it is to add new levels and characters and stuff. There's not really much that can be perfected on the formula.
They could make it more complicated, but that wouldn't necessarily be a good thing, because you'd start pulling away a lot of the enjoyment of it. So as long as you have enough moves and enough characters to keep you invested in it, and I think that's why they're starting to, well, they haven't started. They did the Gundam one a long time ago ago, but they've been working into other franchises like Zelda and Fist of the North Star. I think they were the ones behind the One Piece ones.
I don't know.
But anyway.
It's been so long since I've kept up with anything. People tended to say Dynasty Warriors, and I would just start tuning out.
Yeah.
It was like, I've got Warriors Orochi 2, which has like a whole bunch of every Dynasty Warriors game in it, so that's all I really need. And I just kind of had that mentality. I don't know if it was a mistake to feel that way, but that's how I felt until Zelda. And then
it's not like you were super addicted to it. It was something that you could come back to and enjoy every now and then. So,
but this has been a very Dynasty Warriors filled roundtable, and we haven't even heard what you've been playing yet.
Well, thankfully mine's really, really short.
Right.
Tynan got the biggest share of it, but I bet it congregate Flash games thrown in there. And a little dabbling of Street Fighter and King of Fighters. Not a whole heck of a lot. And my Meltdown, but it's not even one a day at this point. It's like one every 1 or 2 days. So I'm not keeping up with that very much. I go in for one stage, and it's a very grind-heavy kind of game, so there you go. I also got my old Gaia Online account returned to me after waiting 4 months for them to get back to me. I dropped the account like back in 2009 or possibly before that, and I had never bothered to get back to it. And long story short, I was going to see if I could show them what my character looked like on there after talking about customization stuff with these online kind of freebie games, and found out that while my password worked, I could not get back into my account, which was really strange. So I contested it, tried to get it back, and 4 months later, I guess they finally decided I was really me, despite still having the same email that I did back then. You'd think that would be a pretty good clarifier of, yes, this is the right person. But anyway, if I never got it back, it wouldn't have been a huge loss. So it's not something I plan on getting back into a whole heck of a lot. But I haven't been grabbing as many bundles for one thing. That's one of the reasons I probably haven't played a whole lot lately. And it's not like I don't already have a ton of games to get into, or even games I want to get into. I can think of several of just off the top of my head. But I've really distracted myself with catching up with a lot of TV shows, like the new season of stuff like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the new Gotham TV series. And a few things like that. Yeah.
Man, I'm
still debating if I like it or not. It's got some serious problems, but there's so many cameos in the first episode, it's almost overkill, but at the same time, you can't help but kind of just a little bit.
I don't know. DC has had such a bad run with their stuff. It wasn't really until Arrow that they had any kind of good TV show.
But aside from that, yeah, not a whole lot of game stuff. It was a lot of studies and listening to debates and stuff and political things. We'll call it political.
Oh.
And I certainly don't want to get into all that kind of stuff, especially on the channel, unless it specifically involves gaming like Gamergate or Sarkeesian or the violent video game bans and all that kind of crap. So what we will talk about is our subject for the day, which is going to be a short one, so bear with us. But Destiny.